Hi, you all. Amy Hoosier Diver here. Just want to do a kind of a quick video, because this has kind of been on my mind, and I know I have some subscribers who are dumpster divers, some who aren't dumpster divers, some who may be interested in dumpster diving. So I just thought I'd kind of go over some of the rules of dumpster diving, some tips. Because I know, my one friend Micah this past weekend ran into 3 different dumpsters that people had, trash taken stuff out of, did not put stuff back in, and she had to clean up after them. And this was at 3 dumpsters, pretty much in a row. So she was not a happy camper, and I don't blame her. So this is one of the things I kind of thought about, doing this video. But first of all, if you want to dumpster dive, or if you are a dumpster diver, and if you guys, are already doing these things properly, good. If not, this is kind of a learning video. And I'm not saying that my viewers are or aren't, I'm not trying to accuse anybody. I just want to give some information. First of all, if you dumpster dive, clean up after yourself. Because part of this is the employees will get tired of cleaning up after dumpster divers. They do not get paid to clean up after dumpster divers. And it's another job added onto their duties that should not be part of their job description. So, with that being said, please clean up after yourself. Because the other thing with that, eventually, if it continues to happen, they will lock the dumpsters and or do trash compactors. So nobody will be able to dumpster dive there. Nobody. So that is extremely important. If a dumpster is locked, or if it's behind a gate that is locked, do not break the lock to try to get to it. That is another way to piss off the employees and the stores. And technically, I think that could be charged as trespassing. So, don't do that. If there's a no trespassing sign, I would say don't trespass, only because that no trespassing may just be for illegal dumpster diving and that's it, and the store may not care, or they may mean also for dumpster divers, and you can get a fine, and a fine could be $100, $200, $300, $400, and is that getting that free thing possibly worth a $100, $200, $300, $400 fine? So just kind of think of that. Also, do not disturb a trash compactor, because they load the stuff in from the inside, and if you try to crawl into a trash compactor to get something, they put the stuff from the inside, they don't know you're in there, the thing will be activated, and it will pretty much crush you to death. So, the trash compactor wins, you lose. So, just leave trash compactors alone, please. Also, everybody approaches it different, but if an employee comes out, do not argue with them, because that's one sure way to piss off the employees, and then have them maybe say, you cannot come back. If you come back, we're calling the cops. Or just calling the cops on you. So the way I handle it is if an employee comes out even before they say anything, I automatically start getting my stuff and I say I'm leaving. What will usually happen is an employee will just shake their head and I'll leave. Or they'll just say okay and I leave. And after they go in, I'll come back. Because they did not say they did not say you do not come back or, we'll call the police. So, and at sometimes I've even had employees be like, oh, it's fine. And then, I'll stay there, but I do stress to them that I clean up after myself. And I do not, because it's not their job to do that. And I do not illegal dump. Illegal dumping is when you put your stuff in that dumpster. Because I, tell them I don't illegal dump because it's not the company's responsibility to have my trash picked up. So usually everybody's been cool. I've only had like twice that 2 employees were just, even with that being said, were just very rude. And that's putting it nicely. So just don't argue. And like I said, the legal dumping, do not take your trash from your home and put it in the dumpsters, because that also will cause the dumpsters to get locked. Because, think about it. You're the corporation or the person that owns the store. You pay the trash people to remove your trash. You don't want to be paying to be removing other people's trash too. So please don't do that. As far as dumpster diving tips, always be aware of your surroundings. And if people ask me, when is a good time to go, it just depends, honestly. For your area, the amount of dumpster divers in the area, when the stores dump the trash, when the trash trucks come, it just depends. For me, I go during the day. I don't really like to go at night because I go alone. And I've never had, this is where I live is a pretty safe area, but I'm also don't want to chance it. I want to be safe, so I usually go during the day, maybe a little bit in the evening, but when it's still light out. The other thing I would say, have some kind of step stool or ladder, because some of the dumpsters are a little higher, so that helps. Also too, if you can have some kind of long rake to kind of rake through the stuff. And then also too, a grabber, or maybe a long pole with a nail or some kind of arm on it, are all good things. Make sure you have hand sanitizer. Gloves, especially if there are places that's going to have a glass. And preferably the no-cut gloves. Also to places, if I'm at a dumpster and I need to go in the dumpster, I use my stool. But if they also have their shopping carts, I'll put it on the side and kind of use my step stool and the shopping cart to help get in the dumpster. And I also, too, before I go in the dumpster, make sure I have enough, that looks like there's enough boxes or trash bags to pile up so I can get back out of the dumpster. The other thing with that, park where your car is kind of noticeable, because if a trash truck is coming and they don't see you in the dumpster, they might pick up the dumpster, start dumping the trash, you get dumped out, inside the dump truck, and it will start squishing the stuff, and you'll get squished too. And that would not be good. So, what else? Oh, and like I said, you might have to do some watching and figuring things out about when's the best time to dumpster dive in your area. And also to get used to the fact that you may figure out a store's schedule, and once you figure out, they may change it. Just to try to keep the dumpster divers from not figuring out their schedule. And that happens. Also, too, if you're like new to dumpster diving, you have to understand that the first couple times you go out, you may not really find anything. Or very little, or you might get really lucky. At first, it just depends, but just don't expect that, okay, I'm going to go out and the first time I'm going to get lots of stuff. Okay? Also, too, speaking of that, don't expect every time you go out that you're going to get a big load. Okay? Because part of the dumpster diving is sometimes you might get nothing, sometimes very little, sometimes a lot. So just don't count on it every time you get the big mother load. Oh, the other thing too is make sure about the laws in your state. I think they have it on under scavenging, because I know some, technically, it's not against the rules, like nationally, but each state and county can also have their own rules regarding that. So, just putting that out there. And as far as international, some countries might have rules against it, some not. So again, just kind of also, if you're outside of the United States, kind of check with your own country. Oh, and the other thing with dumpster diving, and I'm sure like all of us who started are probably guilty of this, that you get like so excited that, it's like, oh, 100 cups, 300 cards, you just like take it all. But like my Big B, said once that if you take something, you need to think about, how can I use it? How can family and friends use it? Can I donate it? Can I sell it? And if that doesn't fit any of those categories, you're just bringing it home to throw it out in the trash again. So, also too, I would say, like, if you, like, every once in a while, you have to go through what you have. Because it can become overwhelming. And kind of like what I do is I try to put some things up for sale, and then like maybe a month, 2 months later, go through my stuff, what hasn't sold, donate. To have room to bring in more stuff. Also too, sometimes you have to be creative with your dumpster finds. Because it's kind of like, well, let's say, how do I put this? Maybe it's supposed to be a pedestal with that something was attached to us, but it's gone. Okay, I've done like glued a vase to it and put like seashells and that stuff in the vase. There was another thing that the frame, I loved the frame and the idea, and it has some dried flowers, but the glass had broken and the dried flowers were just kind of falling apart. So I used that frame, finished getting the glass out, and I put my own fake floral arrangement inside it. So that's what I mean. You gotta kind of be creative. Another thing is when you're dumpster diving, make sure you wear clothes that you don't care if they get icky. Because depending on how the dumpsters and where you go, your clothes will get icky. Oh, also too, it doesn't hurt to have some wipes with you, paper towels, and it doesn't hurt to have some bags or totes with you. So that way, if you find a lot, it can go in your bag and tote instead of going like one by one in the car. And speaking of putting stuff in your car, if you see something that you really, really want, or you think that's expensive, put it in your car right away. Because if they come out and they see you, they technically could tell you, okay, you have to put down what you have in your hands and leave it and go. But if it's already in your car, you know, they really can't do anything. Oh, and the other thing is I never wear any jewelry when I am dumpster diving. Only because jewelry can slip in the dumpster if you're not careful, if you're not wearing gloves. Also, too, like any jewelry with stones or whatever, the stone can come out. So, I just don't wear any jewelry while I'm dumpster diving because of that. And when you bring the stuff home, sanitize. I will use disinfectant wipes. On other things, vinegar and water. Other things, isotropic alcohol. So just make sure you sanitize. If things can be washed, you can put it in the washer. Or even dishwasher. You know, just make sure you sanitize. Also, too, as far as certain things, you can make sure you also look up for recalled items. And I think the FDA has a page where you can get information on different stuff that's been recalled. Because that is one reason why it may be in the dumpster. So just make sure. What else? Oh, and also too, if it's hot outside, make sure you have plenty of water. And make sure you're hydrated. Have some food with you. And as far as taking the stuff, just common sense. You know, if right now in summer, I would say any dairy and meat items that are not cold to the touch, leave them. It's not worth getting food poisoning over. There might be other stuff, but I just totally forgot if there's any other stuff. I think I covered most everything. I'm going to give a shout out to some channels. Dawn's channel, DAWNS. She's a reseller. There's also Kathy's Corner. Moon Goddess also has a YouTube channel. Kathy's Corner. Miss Southern Belle, BELLE, has a channel. Paula Widener has her own channel. Crab Catcher They have a channel. Diving with Mo. She has her own channel, MOE. Heather's Hall. She's a dumpster diver, but also has sales too. Ray Everyday Diver. He's a dumpster diver, has a channel. Grab It Fast. Dumpster diver, has a channel. Scrap with Matt. He's a dumpster diver, has his channel. Gabby's Goods. She's a dumpster diver. Been living with Big B. He's from Australia and he's a dumpster diver. Grizzly's Adventures, husband and wife, they are dumpster divers. Diving for Treasures is another dumpster diving channel. Trash or Treasures is also, she does a lot of scratch off tickets. Dumpster Pickers, they're also dumpster divers. Mama, the eBay seller, is also a dumpster diver and has a book out. I maybe am missing people, and if I've missed any people, I'm sorry. So, you know, just kind of check those out if you don't mind. And if you don't mind, please give me a thumbs up. Every Friday night, I try to have a live sale, 7:30 my time, which is Eastern Daylight Time. Pretty much like what I sell comes from the dumpster unless I say otherwise. But I believe I give you guys good prices. You know, like I think I've sold some Clinique facial lotion. A jar that would be $65 at the store. I think I sold it for like 10 or 20 plus shipping and handling. So, you know, those are some of the stuff like deals I try to give. So I hope you all enjoy this, but I've kind of wanted to do kind of the do's and don'ts because, like I said, I'm getting dumpster divers subscribing to me, non-dumpster divers, people who would like to dumpster dive but don't know what to do. So these are kind of my tips and do's and don'ts. So I hope you all enjoy this. Thank you for watching. And as I always say, I hope you guys have good dumpsters that will be giving you stuff, not those bad dumpsters, because we do not like those. See you all later. Bye.